But let's get into this main event, a bantamweight world title bout. Let's welcome in the champ himself, the Spaniard Juan Archuleta, and of course his opponent, Milwaukee's best, Sergio Pettis. The champ, Juan, it's hard to talk to you without that great hat you typically
know,
wear
right?
here. It's iconic, but let's be honest, 2019, you entered the 16-man featherweight Grand Prix field. You lost to the champ, Patricio Pitbull, but you bounced back in a big way. 2 victories. You defeated Patchy Mix for that vacant bantamweight title. What a difference 1 year makes. How confident are you entering May 7th?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the story of my life, right? You always get dealt some adversity, but it's not how you what happens in that adversity is how you overcome it. But I felt great going in. I knew it was going to be a tough task at hand. Lost the challenge, lost the fight, but didn't. I knew I was a champion still, so went back to the drawing board, busted my ass, and now I'm the champ. Now I've got to face Sergio Pettis, who's a badass himself, and I'm ready to throw some leather with him.
Juan, you are 20-1 since 2015. You're 33 years old. You're streaking at the moment. Why is bantamweight a better fit for you at this point in your career?
Honestly, it's any weight, but bantamweight right now is just felt where my career was taking me. With the division being held up, so knowing that I could make the weight, knowing I could be a champion at that weight class. Right now in my career, before I get much older, I can make the weight and make it healthy.
And Sergio, definitely want to talk to you here. 27 years old on a 3-fight win streak, 2-0 under the Bellator banner. Has a title shot come quicker than you might have imagined after joining this organization more than a year ago?
Yeah, man, definitely quicker than I imagined, but I'm ready for it all. I've been through a lot of adversity early on in my career, faced a lot of tough opponents. Feel like I got enough experience. I'm also mature, more mature now. Younger, I wasn't ready to deal with the pressure and everything. So I believe I'm in the right mindset, the right physicality to take this fight and to challenge for that title.
Absolutely. We definitely want to turn you guys now to the media for their questions. Let's bring back Danny Brenner and get this thing going.
Thanks again, Brian. We'll start things off here with Jay. Your line is live.
Thanks once again, Danny. And I will start with the champ. Juan. Any number of champions have said that it's harder to defend the title than it is to capture it. This being your first title defense, is the feeling any different this time around?
Yeah, of course, that's the hardest thing to do is defend your throne, right? But that goes into people who have different mindsets than me. For me, every fight from this point on, continuing to win, I get to fight for a world title every fight. So that's the mentality going into this fight. This fight right now, I don't have the belt. It's up for grabs. So Sergio and I are going to be banging it out to see who gets to walk away with it.
All right. And for Sergio, I mean, your brother did fight last week. Obviously, that didn't go his way. With the two of you competing just weeks apart, how does that factor in both in terms of training and your motivation for this fight?
No, nothing new, man. Honestly, I'm used to that. That's how sport goes. There's ups and downs. Me and Anthony are completely different people. He's got to worry about his career. I got to worry about my career. Right now, this is a big opportunity in front of me, fighting 25-2 Juan Archuleta. I know it's going to be a war. So, I'm all focused, man. I'm all in. I'm tuned in. I'm present, and I'm ready to go out there and do what I got to do.
Hey, Sergio, going back to your brother, he did talk about being in camp with you and the intensity of you preparing for a title fight kind of pushed him even further. Now, when you talked about how quickly you've gotten a title shot, knowing how camp has been leading up to this fight, what is it for you specifically that you think led you to get this quick title shot? I know you talked about maturity, but just what have you seen within yourself to get you to this fight?
I mean, it's just my career, man. I fought some of the best of the best. I fought guys that were, in the UFC that became legends in the sport, OGs in the sport, vets. So, I've been through it all, and I feel like, this is my time to come out here and do what I got to do. Me and Juan are going to put on a good fight next Friday, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm all in. Like I said, I'm focused. I'm ready. I know he's focused and he's ready. And like you said, that belt's up for grabs. So I'm excited.
And Juan, very quickly, obviously Sergio, as you both have mentioned, it's going to be a firefight. How do you prepare for a guy like Sergio, and what have been some of your focuses leading into this fight?
Well, what you're going to see with this fight with me and Sergio is the future of MMA. We're both the future of MMA. We both have the styles where we could put it together and go out there and exploit it. You know, so with this fight, you're going to see the highest hybrid of MMA martial arts that you could possibly see. He's been young in the sport, growing up into the man he is now. Like, fuck, like he said, he's been fighting the best in the world nonstop. It's not that he had a quick title fight. He's been doing this at a young age, you know. And then me coming in at 25-2, same thing. I've been laying my groundwork and working out with guys like TJ Dillashaw, Cub Swanson, Georgie Karakhanyan, Syed Awad, Ray Dan. I mean, the list goes on to make me who I am. And that's why you're going to see the future of MMA happen come Friday night.
Sergio, when you first came into the UFC, you already had so much hype around you from what you had done outside the promotion, of course, having the famous last name, and you had to go through a lot of ups and downs. But now as you enter into this title fight and this opportunity, do you feel like you've kind of, you finally started to reach your prime of your career to where you're ready for this kind of moment? You're ready for this kind of opportunity?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely ready for this opportunity. I feel like I've had a test early on in my career that was going to lead me into title shots, and I had to learn, man. I was young, fighting some of the best in the world. Wasn't as mature as I am now. Didn't take the sport as serious as I do now, or myself. And like I said, all that stuff led me into the man I am today. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go out there and do what we got to do. Me and Juan about to go to war, baby. 2 days after Cinco de Mayo. It's gonna be a fun one.
And a question for the champ, Juan. You know, for the longest time, you were one of the guys outside of the major organizations that everyone had our eyes on, saying he's going to be the guy one day. And now that you are here, you beat a guy in Patchy Mix, who's an incredible fighter. Now you get a chance to fight, you know, really, obviously a very, very well-known name and an accomplished guy like Sergio. What would it mean to add a guy like that to your resume as you continue to build your own legacy? And second part to that question, I'm curious, as you are champion now, is there any part of you down the road that would like to fight Kyoji Horiguchi, you know, once he's back and healthy? And not that your titles reign's not legit, it's absolutely legit, but just because, you know, he never got a chance to come back and fight again.
Yeah. So the first part of that question, you know, shoot, you got me excited about Kyoji, so I forgot about the first part. But what was that first part again? I'm sorry.
Just about adding a guy like, you know, a guy like Sergio.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, I didn't want to be a splash in the pan starting my MMA career. I wanted to take my time and really make this a career, right? So I took my time, took the right necessary precautions to build myself up and become a superstar. And I felt like I did that. And even in the beginning stages of signing with Bellator was, okay, take my time, let the organization know that I'm for real. And once I did that, they gave me the opportunity to fight for the belt. You know, first time didn't go my way, but showed that adversity wasn't going to hold me back. I'm still a champion, and going and beating a guy like Henry Corrales, my next fight, and then turning around and beating a guy like Patchy Mix, made people know I was for real and I am a champ. So now going out there and finding the world's best, like a Sergio Pettis, or like, you know, that brings clout, that brings a stamp on my name and lets people know that I am the best bantamweight in the world. You know, as far as the Kyoji fight, like, we've gave him many opportunities. He's had his chance. Like, I told Scott Coker myself, I said, hey, I feel with him being a champ, it's his right to have the first you know, fight shot at the title. He didn't take it. That's his problem. And Sergio was obviously the #1 contender after that. So here we are, going to bang it out on Friday night.
Juan, you're known as the Spaniard for a reason. Notwithstanding Sergio's challenge against you, should you return victorious, you're known as the Spaniard for a reason. How much would you like to come to Europe when COVID allows to defend your title here in London or in Dublin or even, say, in Madrid?
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a priceless experience. You know, I mean, to be able to go into your homeland or even step in Europe and just let people know that I'm for reals would be a priceless opportunity.
Looking in fantastic shape. And a final question, because we have to keep this brief, to Sergio. Sergio, great to see you. Given that we would all admit, I think, that, as Brian pointed out, Juan, 20-1 in the last 6 years, he really is physically, mentally, and emotionally in his prime. Does this rank as the toughest fight in your career to date?
For sure. It's one of the toughest fights in my career. His record speaks for itself. He's only lost 2 times. You know, it's like he's one of the best in the bantamweight division and in other divisions as well. He's been around for a while. I've been watching him for a while too, man. It's not like I haven't been watching, you know, fan of Juan. But yeah, man, this is definitely my toughest fight up to date. I'm excited for this opportunity, man. This is everything I could ask for. I'm not trying to fight no slouches. I'm trying to fight the best, fighting Juan ARCHULETA. He's 20-1 since forever. I mean, man, this is yeah, this is everything I could ask for. This is everything that I prepped for. My life has led me into this. This is gonna be my 10th year fighting professionally at the age of 28. So I'm excited to go out there and you know, get a belt for myself and create my legacy.
Sergio, Juan, quick question for both of you. What would you say, besides having this great upcoming fight, is your biggest career accomplishment within the MMA world?
Who you want first?
You go.
I guess I'll go first. Yeah, I'll go first, man. I would say my biggest accomplishment would be fighting, getting a win over Joseph Benavidez. You know, as a guy that I looked up to a lot, a guy that I trained with when I was 17, and he was piecing me up at that time. So to, you know, go out there and make that weight at 125, which is a tough weight cut, and to go out there and learn the discipline and learn how much, you know, shine that I have to myself that I didn't know I had. And that was definitely one of the bigger accomplishments of my career.
For myself, Darren, I mean, the biggest impact I've had in my career is seeing how much impact I've had in the young MMA crowd and just young teenagers in general. It's just to be able to see that a guy that comes from pretty much nowhere come out and win a world championship in a big organization like Bellator has had a huge impact on their lives. And, you know, it makes you emotional thinking about it, even talking to these guys. And, you know, to see that they want to further their future in MMA has been a huge milestone in my career.
Could you say a few words about the newcomer of Bellator, Magomed Magomedov? He's number 3 in ranking. He said many words about his ambitions and plans in this division. What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, I'll go first. Obviously, he's a great fighter. His only loss is to Peter Yan, but you know, you come in with some accolades like that. It's time to step up and fight these guys in the top 10. You know, start making your own name for the title run. Just because you're fighting guys outside the top 10 doesn't make you a number 1 contender, in my opinion. But you know, he's definitely tough. He definitely has a talent to be one of the top contenders for the 135 division. But I'd like to see also him compete against those top guys in the division.
Yeah, same, man. Same. I agree with Juan. You know, he's got to fight. He's got to fight the guys that should get him into the bigger names. You know, like the top 5, top 10. And he's good though. You know, he's good. He's only got his 1 loss to Peter Yan. I think he defeated Peter Yan as well. I've been watching him, man. It's not like I haven't been watching him. I'm watching everybody in this division. So definitely got some talent, but we'll see where he goes. He's got to fight some tough guys coming up.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, guys. I was just curious because Sergio mentioned a bit earlier that this contest would be days after Cinco de Mayo, and there's such a great tradition of combat sports kind of coinciding with that. I'll posit the question first to Sergio, but also curious to hear Juan's thoughts. Like, what are your feelings on being part of that kind of rich history coinciding with Cinco de Mayo, sort of?
That's awesome, man. Especially, you know, fighting 2 days after, a big celebration. There's always a big fight. You know, there's always legendary boxing fights, and so to be a legendary MMA fighting under Bellator, fighting for a title, it's an honor. It's a blessing, and I'm ready for this challenge. Excited for this challenge. Excited to show out for everybody, for you know, for Cinco de Mayo, all my Hispanic fans, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's paying homage to my ancestors, paying homage to my relatives and everyone that has been before me. That's what it's about. And come fight night, you're going to be able to see that. Not me only wearing it, but me going out there and performing it as well. So again, it's an honor to do that. It's an honor to step on the stage with another Hispanic athlete that's world renowned and go out there and put on one of the best performances of my life.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll turn it back to Brian Campbell, and we'll finish things off with Scott Coker.
Thanks so much, Danny. Special thanks again. Obviously, the main eventers, Juan ARCHULETA, Sergio Pettis. Cannot wait for that Friday, May 7th on Showtime. Scott Coker, the Bellator president. I wanted to talk to you briefly about the rest of this card because it is a strong one. When you look at this welterweight division, Michael Venom Page, 4-fight win streak since losing in the welterweight World Grand Prix to current champ Douglas Lima. but he's got a let's say red hot Derek Anderson in front of him. We've got Bellator rankings now. There's a larger title picture. How close could the winner of this one be to stepping up to the highest level?
I mean, definitely, it's going to help, improve their position, and then we'll see how the rankings fall out. And we announced a fight with Douglas Lima against Amosov, and that's going to be the next one. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Listen, Derek Anderson is a fighter that we've been trying to put this fight together with MVP for probably, the last 3 or 4 cycles. So for some reason, somebody got hurt or this person dropped out, and then it just never happened. But this will be a good test for MVP. And listen, I love both these kids' styles. I love MVP. I love Derek Anderson. And, to me, I'm looking forward to just sitting back and watching a great fight.
And the other main card bout comes from the lightweight division. Patricky Pitbull, of course, the brother of 2-division champion Patricio, going in there against the showstopper Peter Queally. And I don't know if this will end in a problem here, Scott, but if Patricky keeps winning at lightweight and his brother's the champ, his goal is to be the champ too. What are we going to do here?
Oh boy, I don't know. I mean, there's been some crazy talk around here because, that's what I said to me. You never know. These brothers might want to fight. They're that crazy. I said, no, I don't know about that. Let's cross that bridge when it comes. But he's got his hands full. I mean, Peter Queally is no joke. He comes from SPG. They have that rivalry, that little battle going back and forth between those gyms. So I think it's going to be heated. I think this fight's going to be really heated, and interested to see what happens. And then the winner will advance up the rankings, and then we'll start putting, after the fight, with AJ and Pitbull, we'll see what he wants to do. If he wants to move up to lightweight and defend his belt, if not, he's got to let it go at some point. But it's going to be up to him, and he's still our lightweight champion. And these guys are all fighting to get to that title shot. And let's, again, if Peter wins, he's going to be right up there on the top. And Pitbull wins. Pitbull versus Pitbull. Don't count it out.
Whew, you never know. Let's go back to Danny Brenner for any questions for Bellator President Scott Coker.
Yeah, we'll have time for 2 or 3 questions here. We'll start with Gareth Davies. Your line is live.
Yes, London calling again. Scott, it's been so obvious tonight with the 4 athletes on the call, and indeed an exemplary 257 event just gone, that when there's so much puerile and juvenile smack talk on social media, that your athletes, warriors that they are, carry themselves so well, and there's so little trash talking. What does that mean to you?
Well, listen, every athlete is different. Sometimes, it goes the other way. But these gentlemen on the call today, on the Zoom call, and on the phone, I mean, they're professional. They've been at this for a long time. They know what's on the line next Friday, and they're going to bring it. And I don't think win, lose, or draw, you're not going to hear any excuses. But I think there's going to be some fireworks next Friday night on Showtime. So tune in.
Manabu.
Yeah.
Your line is live.
Okay, Scott, can I ask you one thing about Kyoji? Because Juan Archuleta told us that he didn't get the chance to the title shot this time. So how much do you concerning about Kyoji will be a next title challenger?
I'll tell you, it's something that, we'll definitely have a discussion after this fight. Let's see how this fight goes for these gentlemen. There's a lot of competition coming up in the bantamweight division. And so, we'll see how it is. Listen, I love Kyoji. He's a great fighter. I think he's definitely, top 2 or 3 in the world right now. When he fights or when he doesn't fight, I'm just not sure. But I will say this, we have tried several times to send Juan to Japan to fight. But the dates just kept moving, and, we just couldn't figure it out. So it didn't happen, but it is, we're open to it. Because I don't mind these cross-promotional fights. I enjoy them, but the timing has to be right. It has to work for, obviously, Sakakibara, but it also has to work for us as a company, and we're getting very busy.
Jake, your line is live.
Hi, Scott. How are you doing? Fighting in Bellator 258's co-main event is 2 former UFC title contenders who many fans were really excited about when they both signed late last year. This week, rumours circulated that the former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley had been released from the promotion. Would you be interested in bringing him across to Bellator MMA at all?
I'll tell you, I haven't heard officially that he's released, and I'm not sure what his plans are. I'm not sure he's going to retire or what, but for me, T Wood and I are friends. We'll always have a conversation, and we'll take it from there. But right now we don't have any plans to, because I just don't know what his plans are.
Igor, your line is live.
Hi there, Scott. Russia calling.
Hello.
Do you have already any options for Fedor? Maybe it's Overeem or Dos Santos. Do you have any options for him?
Yes. You know what? We did speak about 3 days ago, and we talked about opponents, and he's going to go and talk to the coach and get back to me. So we're expecting any day now we'll have an opponent for Fedor, maybe even something we can announce next Friday on the broadcast. But for right now, we don't have anything to announce, but we will shortly.
All right, we've had London and Russia, and now we'll go to Amsterdam. Santiago.
Hi, Scott. Greetings from Amsterdam. Last night, Dutch Fight Network broke the news that Costello Van Steenis is out of his fight with Lorenz Larking. Is the promotion trying to find a new opponent for Lorenz to keep him on this Bellator 258 card?
Yes, we are. That was unfortunate. I had just heard about it, and so we're in the process of booking Lorenz another fight. So we'll know, probably today or tomorrow if that's going to happen. But I'm feeling that pretty good that we will find Lorenz another opponent.
All right, and we'll wrap things up here with Damon Martin. Damon.
Scott, when we spoke a couple months ago, you were one of the people kind of on the early train of, touting that Jake Paul would beat Ben Askren, and you were just being honest about it. Obviously, it happened. We've seen so much these last couple of weeks of people trying to call him out and fight him, crossover. You're one of the few guys in MMA who's always been open to crossovers and open to cross promoting and things like that. Are you interested in getting involved in the Jake Paul business?
Well, listen, I have a lot of respect for those guys. They definitely are disruptors. They've, built a nice business for themselves. But it has to be fair. And what I mean by that is, look, we are in the business of mixed martial arts, right? So if you want to come fight one of our guys, right, and you want to fight a grappler or a wrestler, and so you have the advantage, well, that's fine. I respect that. But you have to come fight our guy in MMA too, because that's what they do. Our fighters are not just boxers. They are, mixed martial artists. So to me, if it's an even playing field, we'll participate. And that's really how I feel that it should go down. Now, if they're two boxers and they choose to fight each other, that's a different story. But how I feel is, if you want to just keep fighting the grapplers and the wrestlers, then there has to be something that's equitable for us, which is maybe a rematch in mixed martial arts. And I think those kids could do it. You're talking about a very high level college background in wrestling. They're young, they're physical, they're not afraid to spar, get hit. They're training some of the best boxers in the planet right now. And so I think they could do it, but that would have to be something that would have a conversation in depth about how we would work that out.
Thank you, Scott. I'll turn it back to BC to wrap this up.
Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you so much to the media members for taking part. Bellator President Scott Coker and our co-main event and main event participants. A reminder, Bellator 258 can only be seen on Showtime Friday, May 7th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, the Bantamweight title main event and the final quarter-final round matchup of the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Grand Prix, Rumble versus Romero. Yeah, wow. Buckle up. Can't wait to check that out. This is Brian Campbell, of course. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bellator 258 virtual press conference. Enjoy the fights May 7th. We'll see you.